Hey guys, so I wanted to come and just give you all the rundown of how I bought my condo. I've tried to film this about 10 times now, so please excuse the enthusiasm being gone. Um, so basically, a little backstory. I wanted to purchase a home ever since I can remember, and so I made the goal of buying my house by the time I turned 30. Which I turned 30. Sorry, I have to pop my knuckles. I turned 30 April 25th of this year. So back in January of this year, I knew I needed to get the ball rolling on the situation. So what I did was I reached out to my sister's friend, who's a realtor. We went to high school together. Her name is Shayna. I just DM'd her on Instagram, so I'll insert a screenshot somewhere in here. Just to let you know, like, exactly how I reached out to her. This was maybe like January 15th. Just basically asking her, what's the process of buying a home? So she pointed me in the direction of a lender who was like, look, you got collections, girl. You need to get it together. So he informed me that I needed to get like pay and deletes for these accounts. I had maybe 3 or 4 collection accounts. Mostly medical, okay, but nonetheless it was collections and it was affecting my credit report. So I got a second job, working about 35 hours a week as a stylist for a company called Taylor. It's an app by Google, but it's only on Apple phones right now, or Apple products right now. I believe they're working on coming to Android. We'll see how that works when that happens. So I'm still working for Taylor. But yeah, so I started working virtually for Taylor in January. Basically doubled my salary, working 35 hours a week, putting in long hours, no sleep, no days off for about 3.5 months. So, with that extra income and also my tax refund check, I was able to pay everything off in about a month. Probably by mid-April, I reached back out to Shayna, and I don't know why I was about to call her Shayna, and, was just asking her, basically I asked her, when's the right time to reach back out to the lender to get pre-approved. At that time, she kind of informed me of a down payment assistance program that was coming to Atlanta. I believe it's called Neighborhood Works. I'm going to have to insert it somewhere because I don't know if that's the right name. But it was coming through Wells Fargo. And so she was like, I think this is something that you need to really think about. So I was a little iffy about down payment assistance programs because they have certain stipulations. You got to stay in the home for a certain period of time. You can't do this and that. And so I was a little like hesitant about doing a down payment assistance program. But, speaking to the Wells Fargo mortgage consultant, Greg Jackson, I felt like it was going to be the right fit for me. I mean, $15,000 that could go toward my down payment and assistance, that can go toward my down payment as well as my closing costs. You better take that, girl. So I had to go to an event that was held May 5th and 6th. And you basically have to get, qualified for the program. Like, they have to check over your qualifications to make sure they can reserve the funds for you. So I went to the event as a walk-in because I was late finding out about the program. And I got there early. I got in. They reserved my funds for me, my 15 grand. So I was like, okay, you have to go through another process to make sure that you can actually get the funds. But that comes after you buy your home. Well, not after you buy your home, but after you pick the home that you want to purchase. So we were smart that we started searching for a home prior to the event so that we would be ready, because when you go to this event, there's a bunch of people who are going to get this money. And so they're going to be your competition in this market. And so you have to be prepared to move fast because you only have 60 days with the program to find a home. So I had time working against me, and I had competition, and the market was hot, so the prices were like, you know, up there. So so I'd gotten pre-approved, picked my place, picked the townhome, in a not so great area. I wasn't too thrilled about the area, but I loved the townhouse. If you're familiar with the Metro Atlanta area in Cobb County, it was off of Booth Road. So it was a little sketchy over there. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little sketchy. But I loved, it was, it looks like they're trying to clean the area up. So I was like, okay, maybe if I get in here at the right time, it'll be okay. But it still wasn't my ideal location and, you know, that type of thing. But I loved it. So I was like, let's do it. So after that, I went through the next step in the qualification program. I forgot what they called it. It was something, qualification something. And I got the money reserved. Luckily, I also got a raise during that time, so it helped my income look a little better. So after that, maybe we were heading to close on the home. And so we're heading into June, and actually we were in June, it was like maybe around June 5th. And I got a call from the mortgage consultant, and he informed me that the HOA for the property was in arrears, which means that they owed money. They were behind. They were owed maybe $20,000-$30,000. I can't remember the exact number. But that basically means that the HOA isn't doing what they're supposed to do. And so it will make it hard for me to sell my home in the future if they continue to not do what they were supposed to do. And so Wells Fargo said that they were not going to write the loan for it. This is something we should have found out in the beginning. I don't know where the ball was dropped, but I at that point I had already gotten my inspection. I had already paid for the appraisal. So I already had sunk in maybe $1,000 into this situation. And then they were trying to keep my earnest money. Earnest money, you have to put down maybe $1,000 to let them know that you're serious about purchasing. So they were trying to keep my money. And no, this was not my fault. So luckily, the homeowner, I felt really bad for the guy, because he couldn't sell his home. But he felt bad for me, and he was like, we're not going to take her earnest money. So I hope that man has sold his home some kind of way. I hope it has worked out for him, because he gave me my $1,000 back. So thank you, sir. But, not only did that hurt, losing that property, but then I'm also in a time crunch because 30 days had already passed by. So, now I have 30 days to find another home, and so I can use this down payment assistance. So we got back out there. We probably saw maybe almost 10 homes in one day, which when I tell you, at the end of the day, I felt really sick. I felt extremely sick. But the last home that I saw ended up being the one. I had maybe 3 offers in, 2 on 2 other properties, and then 1 on this one. And I had to come back twice I had to come back here twice and to another property just to make sure I was making the right decision, because it was really tough. And I picked this one, and they picked my offer, and I wasn't expecting that at all, not in this area. So I got my ideal location. I got a beautiful condo, and we closed on, it was a smooth close all the way up until we closed on July 6th. And I don't regret it. I'm very happy with my purchase, and that's how I purchased my home. Thanks for watching.